All right, hello and welcome. This video here, we're going to talk about um, America's Pacific and EMEA Stage 1, basically this week that's been going on. We're not going to do pick'ems, I'm going to do those separately, although it says here. I decided to do that separately because I think this video is probably going to be pretty long as is. But to not waste much time, let's just get right into it and start with EMEA Week 1, where these were the games that happened this week. Some really interesting results. Obviously, BBL beat KC and Gentlemates beat Team Liquid. Probably the most interesting ones. We're going to go through each game and talk about them. So let's go. We're going to start with Team Vitality versus Giants. And honestly, to me, this game actually kind of confirmed my belief a bit in Vitality. I had trust that they'd be able to fix it, right? With the change and everything. And I really think, I mean, we're going to get into Vitality right away, I think, and see both the new addition. Could you have a better start, honestly? I don't think so. I don't think you could. I mean, he literally dropped 2 KD with 300 ACS. As you see, his power rating went up by quite a lot. Basically, I just had him pretty low because I didn't know what to expect. So I changed it quite drastically. But yeah, first map, he looks solid. I mean, he didn't go any like super crazy on the first map, but he was one of the players that looked the best on that split. I'd say it was basically him and Safe just carrying as Dirk was struggling a bit to start off and everything. But then moving on to the Lotus, which ended 13-2. I mean, it was just Sivov and Dirk against the world. It was just a ridiculous game where it was not even close. It was not even close. And yeah, Vitality looked really good. I've still not really changed their rating though, because I feel like my last rating was more based off of what they did at Bangkok, and I do think I've not seen enough yet as to where I feel like they're gonna be that I believe that they're gonna be better off like this than they were with the tracks. So I've not really changed their rating much, as I do now at least have some hope that they might look at least as good. But I'm gonna be a bit iffy about if they're gonna look better. Yeah, I don't want to like go too far. And when it comes to Giants, I mean, West Side looked so much better than it did basically all of kickoff, and Cloud looked like Cloud. But yeah, Tomashi had a really rough game. Same with Purpo and Runner. I mean, Runner was fine, but yeah, Giants looked really bad, like really, really bad, and they only got a -3. But also that's mostly just because I feel like at the bottom here, there's a very slight difference between these teams at the bottom. So yeah, moving on to BBL versus KC, and this was a really fun game. I do think it looked really concerning for BBL on that first icebox. I mean, KC just absolutely fucked them. But over the next two maps, they kind of took it back and looked really solid. I mean, 11 and Magnum both have really high power rating deltas, mostly just because both of them I had pretty low. Because 11 we hadn't seen much of in kickoff, and Magnum hasn't played in like almost a year. So I was just kind of low on them at that point. And obviously they were the two best players on BBL, which I did not expect, to be completely honest. But yeah, they got quite a rating bump, and then the rest of the team looked all right. They still got negative rating scores just because that how that icebox looked, especially for Profik. I mean, Profik, what did he go like at 3 and 16, and then Sociable 5 and 14? Yeah, it was rough, but I do think this BBL team looks really good, and I do think like basically every single player on this team is just solid, like just solid, decent, like not like insane, but like just really good. But yeah, that icebox is a bit concerning still. When it comes to Carmine Core, I mean, I think the team overall looks pretty okay. I think if Sadak would have performed better, this would probably have been a win for KC. I mean, after that icebox, it ended 13-11 on the first map, and um, yeah, it wasn't Sadak's fault this map specifically, but he did not look great. And then on Fracture, I mean, they got 5 rounds on attack Fracture. Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, Sadak didn't look the worst on really any map except for maybe Icebox. And on Icebox, I mean, the entire team just played insane. I mean, Elite went 20-2, which is just ludicrous. But yeah, that really also tells a tale of how much Elite struggled on the final 2 maps, considering he ended up with a 43-38, and he went plus 18 in his first map, and just ended up in total going plus what, 5? So yeah, but overall, I still think KC looked okay. I'm a bit concerned, but I do think they looked okay. I think they should beat Koi and Gentlemate still. Foot, yeah, probably not. And then Team Liquid. Compared on how if Team Liquid gets better, they could beat them as well. So I do think they should still make playoffs, but other than that, it's a bit iffy to me. Um, Moving on to Team Heretics versus Apex, and this was a game which I feel like everybody predicted Team Heretics, and I mean they won. They won. But Apex I feel like looked a lot better than I think anybody thought, especially it looked really concerning considering Apex absolutely destroyed Team Heretics on Ascent. And then the other 2 maps where Team Heretics kind of woke up. I mean, Mini Boo looked incredible. Boo had a really solid series as well. I think overall though, like Rians and Wood both looked solid. Nothing special from them though. Like it's not the best we've ever seen from them, but they still looked good. And Benji continues to struggle a bit, but overall he looked much better today. I do think so. But yeah, when it comes to Apex, I mean, Governor looked rough, man. Governor looked rough to start off. I feel like it's more of that first game jitters though. And considering actually Floor had a rough performance as well. I mean, Batu, I feel like, while not performing incredibly, still looked better on the Sentinel, and I feel like that was the right choice in the role that he looks the best on. But then, yeah, Molsky and Avova just had absolute life games, and yeah, so their ratings went up by quite a lot. And honestly, if Avova and Molsky can look this good, and Governor can get more comfy, and Batu and Floor can get up to the level which we know they can be at, I mean, this team could actually be pretty scary, which I don't think I would have said at the start of the year. Moving on, um, we have Foot versus Koi, where I mean this game overall, Foot just looked absolutely stellar on that Pearl. Then Koi looked good on Pearl, on not Pearl, Lotus. I do actually think Koi looked pretty good on Lotus. But yeah, that Pearl was absolutely incredible from Foot. And I mean, most of it you could say is because of Zeus. I actually have him in my VFL now. He's actually just looking like the truth right now. Like Zeus looks absolutely ridiculously good. And then Mr. Fallen had a great game as well. Yet the looks as he always does. But yeah, Cracks still. I still believe that Cracks is the one thing that keeps this team from being one of the best teams in the world. Genuinely, um, he's always been like, oh, you can play KO really well, but you can't play anything else, and it's starting to show. Cracks is starting to show his cracks, if you want to say that. Then Koi, I mean, yeah, they looked solid on the second map. Filu and Shados looked decent. Grubinho had a bit of a rough game, which is sad because I really like Grubinho as a player. But yeah, Solkas Fly looked yeah. I mean, Solkas under 20 kills over 2 maps is brutal. But yeah, overall though, I'm not too worried about Koi. I think Koi can still be an okay team. I don't think they're gonna be like one of the top teams in the league, but I could see them getting some upsets here and there. I really could. Like their group is not the toughest either. I mean, I could see them winning against KC, maybe BBL, but I doubt it. I could see them winning against Gentlemates. I mean, Team Liquid as well. If they look back, like honestly, they could win all 4 of these games. Although I would still argue that basically all 4 of them would be upsets. I do think there is a chance that they win them. At least 1 or 2 of them. Then going on to Fnatic versus Na'Vi, and man, I mean, Fnatic are looking really good. I mean, Fracture was looking a bit shaky at first, but at the same time, although it was looking a bit shaky at first, and they got down to like a 7-11 scoreline. Like we gotta keep in mind that Kayak went 2-11 on attack, and then just completely picked it up at the end, and that's basically what won them this game. And made them come back to a 13-11. So I feel like if they just figure out how to get Kayak more comfy on Fracture, which honestly it seemed like they did at the end, because he did so much better. He was like 2-16 at one point, and then obviously ended up doing pretty okay on that map. But yeah, if they can figure out how to get Kayak comfortable on that map, I mean, this team is looking really scary. Like, really scary. I mean, we've only seen 2 maps so far, so it's difficult to say. I still am pretty reactive when it comes to Fnatic, so I'm going to give them like a +4 and make them one of the better teams in the EMEA. I mean, they got Vitality this week, which is going to be a big test, and I feel like if they look good in that game and make it super competitive, I'm really high on this team then. I'm really high on Fnatic right now. I mean, Crashies, with the performance Crashies had and how comfortable he looked at this team, because obviously, as you see there on the rating, like I had him really low coming into this stage. But yeah, I plus 89 here. He just had an absolutely ridiculous game. I mean, none other player dropped over 30 kills over the 2 maps, and Crashies dropped 46. This guy just went absolutely haywire. And we saw glimpses of what Crashies has been before, and I'm really excited. Because Crashies also looked really comfortable. He seemed to have fun with the team. Like, he actually looked like he has gotten into sort of the role of Fnatic, and really seems like he's enjoying his time there. And I mean, Alpha didn't have an amazing game, but we know how good Alpha is. Like, he's one of the best Sentinels one of the best players in the entire world. So like he is gonna have more up games. The one question I really have is if Kayak can be more consistent, because I mean we saw this game as well, right? And even in kickoff, like he has games where he just absolutely frags out, and then he just randomly has a game where he just looks kind of shaky. And that's what I feel like we had today, and it's really something that's somewhat worrying for Fnatic. But overall, I still think this team looked really good, and I'm really excited for the Vitality game, and I think it's going to be a real banger. And when it comes to Navi, I mean, Kuala Noob looks really good. Shao still looks solid, but yeah, they had a rough game today. I do think their Fracture looked solid though, and I'm not doubting that this team is going to be pretty okay. I don't think they're going to be. I think just with this group having Giants and Apex, they should make playoffs because of that. But honestly, I don't see them going far in playoffs, man. I mean, currently, what teams would I put above them? Quite a lot, actually. I mean, KC, yes. BBL, yes. Mates, probably. Foot, yes. Team Liquid, probably still. Koi, no. I don't think Koi. I think Koi, Giants, and Apex are probably the only teams which I would argue are above them, which is a bit rough for a team that has the legacy of Navi. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on to Team Liquid versus Gentlemates, and man, Gentlemates looks really good, man. Um, but let's start with Team Liquid, because obviously they changed out Comic for Serial, and Serial had a rough start. I mean, it doesn't help when Sivo had such an insane start as he did. But yeah, Serial looked. I mean, he still looked okay. Like, keep in mind, Serial has not played this role in like a really long time, and he was a full-on Senti player before, which obviously won't have in this team because they have Nats, which is like one of the best Senti players in the world. Kiko and Nats though both still looked good. I think just overall the team just looked somewhat like they could have won this 2-0, but then obviously Mates just kind of came back and managed to win this. after an OT in the second map, and then kind of crushed them on the third map, which was a bit concerning. But I still think this team can really come back. I mean, they've proven that they can be a contender for the EMEA trophy, and I mean, I still trust this team quite a lot. I mean, they have the players to do it. But yeah, Gentlemates looks really good. I mean, Mini in kickoff looked insane. I like watching Gentlemates. I don't know. I didn't really see Mini go that crazy, but apparently he looking at his stats from that tournament, he kind of did, and it's continued here. I mean, Mini was absolutely ridiculous, and considering what they're saying with him IGLing, I mean, he looks so good, so good. Sipan also had a good game. Kamik actually looked pretty solid against his old team as well. I mean, overall, this team looked really good. The one concern I have is probably still just Click. I mean, if Click can't get better and perform better on the duelist, this team is gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle a lot. So yeah, that was the EMEA. Going into Pacific, we had a lot of fun games this week. I mean, Boom GE was a bit disappointing to me. Same with RRQ Talon, to be honest. But those two were pretty much stomps. Was a bit unfortunate. Same honestly with DRX DFM. Like the DFM looked as bad as they did. I was a bit disappointed at. Like I at least wanted them to keep it close against DRX, and they just didn't. But yeah, there was some games that was disappointing. Some games um, that was pretty nice still. But we're gonna talk about the first, I would say, upset, which was Zeta Division winning against Team Secret. Although some people wouldn't argue it's much of an upset, this is probably the first game where I'm actually like, okay, Team Secret are one of the worst teams in this region. I would try to trust in this team for a bit because I do think they have a solid core, but yeah, they're just not looking good. I mean, both these maps were close, but yeah, Team Secret are just not looking good. I mean, Envy is Envy. He is just kind of this team's only like insane player. It's like him and Jeremy really. And when Jeremy also has a rough game, it's gonna be tough to win. 2GE looked inconsistent. Waldoria had a solid game, but usually he's pretty inconsistent as well. And I mean, Jesse's just old. To be frank, he's just old. But yeah, Seda looked really good, man. Clues looked absolutely incredible. I think the entire team, except for maybe XDL, looked really good. Um, but I still am not trusting this team to be more than maybe third, like second in their group. I think the only team they really could be in this group is Team Secret, um, because honestly, like they have T1, RRQ, Nongshim, and Talon, and I don't see them beating any of those teams. So yeah, but going into T1 versus Nongshim, this one is a 2-0, not a 2-1, as it says here. I actually didn't really change their ratings much because I do feel like this is kind of what you wanted from Nongshim, although the sort of narrative has kind of been from a lot of people that this was T1's first 2-0. That's probably why I accidentally wrote 2-1 because I'm so used to seeing 2-1 T1. But yeah, T1 has their first 2-0 and they look really good. And Nongshim, honestly, I feel like Nongshim didn't look that bad. But yeah, Stacks, Izu, Sylvan all looked good. Buzz looked a bit but still looked solid. I mean, this team just looks solid overall. I mean, Meteor looked good. Buzz looked good. Sylvan looked good. Izu looked good. Stacks, like this entire team just looked really good. And when it comes to Nongshim, I feel like I'm still kind of worried about that Dombi Waylay, man. They're so committed to it currently, and it just does not look good. It just does not look good at all. Francis had a rough game though. Persha and Ivy both looked good though, and Margaret too. But overall, I'm still not too worried about Nongshim being bad because I feel like Nongshim just has really good players, and I feel like they still kept both the maps really close. Like in the 13-10, 13-11, like they could have won a map here easily, and I feel like they still looked really good. So yeah, moving on to Gen G Paper X, and this one was a bit odd. I mean, Gen G looked really good on two maps, and then got absolutely stomped on Fracture. But I mean, Karen, Texture, Munchkin, I mean, that trio just looks really good still. Just really good. And finally, it looks like this team actually was playing pretty decently to me. Like, Ash looked okay now. He looked solid. I'd say. Suggest still struggled a bit, but I feel like his decision making and comfortability in the role still looked a lot better. So actually, I'm pretty excited to watch this team again, which I wasn't for a while. I was like, oh god, after the 2-0 against Boom, when they lost 0-2, like, oh, I was a bit like, oh no, because I really like this team. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch this team now. I genuinely think so. And when it comes to Paper X, I mean, they still look really rough. Their fracture looked really good, to be fair, but the rest just looked absolutely horrendous to me. I mean, Devi had a really rough game, and the rest of the team actually played pretty well. But overall, I just, except for maybe some, I mean, some things Breach looks good on fracture, but otherwise it doesn't look very good. And just in general, this team just, there's so much role issues here, man. There's just too much role issues for me to believe that this team is going to be good at all. But yeah, DRX DFM, I mean, DFM is probably the one team that I would put below Team Secret at this point. 13-3, 13-8. I mean, DFM are just looking terrible, to be completely honest. And I mean, Freeing looked absolutely ridiculous again. And then Mako, Hyunmin, Flashback, Bin, all of them basically looked good. And I feel like Flashback on this double duelist has actually looked really solid. Although I'm still not in love with the double duelist, I do think it is looking really good. Like Flashback is looking more and more comfortable the longer it's been going. And I do kind of understand it in a way if Hyunmin doesn't like playing that Yoru. Which it was a bit odd when Hyunmin was playing Yoru in the start, if he doesn't like it. But I feel like when flashbacks on the Yoru and Hyunmin gets to sort of play like Race Jet, I feel like I could get that still, although I don't love it. When it comes to DFM though, yeah, I mean, May had a rough game. Akame is still looking solid though, and Jinbok is just looking terrible this game. Like, just had a terrible game. 13 kills is brutal. Yeah. And then RQ Talon, and RQ just absolutely destroyed them. I don't really know what happened. I mean, Killua still looks insane. Premi had a rough game though, and Dai too had a tough game. I'd say Jet Boys and Cruz they looked alright, but overall, yeah, this was a rough game for Talon. I mean, RQ just absolutely destroyed them in every single way possible. Jamkin looked good, Kushia looked good, Sphero looked good. Yeah, there is not much more to say here, really. They just got absolutely destroyed. When it comes to the final game, then, which was Boom against GE, I mean, Boom looked really good. GE did have an off day, I will say that. Their second map looked better, but they did have an off day. But man, this Boom team looks really good. Like, I don't know. I don't know which team would win between this Boom team and Nongshim right now. I genuinely don't know. Like, this team looks really good. Berserks continues to show exactly what I believe is the case, which is that Berserks is the second best Sentinel player behind Meteor in Pacific right now, and he's just looking absolutely ridiculous. DOS9 continues to just absolutely frag out. Then NC Slasher and Famous both had really, especially NC Slasher, to be honest, both had really good games as well. I mean, this entire team just looked really good against GE. But at the same time, except for Yudoton, this entire team just looked off today. I mean, Patrick, who has had a really rough start. He has had 2 rough games in a row now, playing with his new team. I trust him to get better the longer it goes, but other than that, I mean, Papi, Kalias both looked kind of rough today as well. I mean, they just had 3 players that didn't perform today. And Crystal still looked alright. But yeah, they just had 3 players that didn't perform. And you can't do that against these top teams. It's a bit concerning, but I still have my trust in GE. I still do. Going into Americas then, we had some really fun games this week, but let's go into the first one immediately. And talk about NRG versus Furia, where Furia looked pretty good map 1, and then just completely shit the bed for the rest of it. And NRG, they look solid, alright. Lotus was very concerning. Very concerning. Like, they did not look good on Lotus. Just didn't clear some areas, which they should have. Like, just played kind of bad, to be completely honest. But after that, I mean, Some just looks ridiculous right now. Mada too. Ethan looks so much more comfortable today. Brock looked really good as well, and FNAS honestly didn't look that bad. Overall though, yeah, NRG looked pretty solid, except for that first map, obviously, where they looked kind of awful. But yeah, Furia. I gave them -3 here because I thought they would at least keep the other two maps. If they would have kept the other two maps kind of close, I would probably give them a positive rating here. But I just think overall, how absolutely much like how they only got 6 rounds for the final two maps, and I just can't upgrade them after that. To be completely honest, Price looked really good though in this game. Same with Khalil. I think he looked really solid as well. But yeah, the rest of the team just absolutely fumbled the bag. Just looked absolutely terrible, especially Rafa and Havoc. Especially those two. Just looked absolutely terrible. I think they did Heat kind of dirty with the rating, but yeah, Havoc and Rafa just looked absolutely horrendous to me. Um, but yeah, Crew Sentinels, another big stomp here. And honestly, I'm not that surprised. I've said for a long time that I don't think Sentinels have looked very good in stage two. I've said this ever since they played against 100 Thieves. I was day one. I was like, Sentinels did not look good. 100 Thieves, they just got away with everything, and 100 Thieves had nothing to do to punish it. And I feel like this is what happens when a team can punish it. As Kesnet, Messina, and Shai just looked absolutely out of this world today. Meltzer still looked okay, but he looked a bit off today. And Adverso looked pretty bad. And still, they won a clean 2-0, which just makes it like one of their players looked off and one of their players just straight up looked bad, and you still win a comfortable 2-0 because your other three players are playing so much better than basically, except for second and John QT, the entire of Sentinels. As Bang and Narrate had okay games, I guess. Specifically Bang, I think. Narrate looked pretty rough. But yeah, Celsius, 16 kills. That's an average of 8 kills per round. It's just terrible. And he's just so inconsistent, man. Celsius is so inconsistent. I don't know, man. I don't know about the Sentinels team. But yeah, Crew, they're just looking better and better to me with every single game that passes. And they're looking really scary, to be completely honest. When we go into 100 Thieves versus EG, to me, this game was kind of, it needed to look this comfortable for 100 Thieves for me to still have some trust in them. And I feel like it did. It did look pretty comfortable here. EG still looked okay, but I did kind of hope that EG would get a map here. But yeah, they just didn't look that good. And I think EG or 100 Thieves looked about as good as I hoped they would be. Cryo looked really good. Same with EU. Those two are just the 2 stars on this team. Austin is a bit concerning though. Austin is so inconsistent, man. He can drop 60 kills a game and then go into doing this the next game and dropping sub 100 ADR on your list. And it's just, you can't be this inconsistent, man, Austin. And then Boostio keeps on looking kind of shit. Sander looks okay, but that's the thing with Sander so far to me is just, he's just okay and nothing more. And it's kind of sad, really, because you have Cryo and EU who are so talented. Then Asuna, who at his peaks are super talented, and then you just have 2 players that just look kind of eh. And it's kind of weird and kind of sad for this team. When it comes to EG, Derek had a good game. I think overall the entire team played well, except for maybe Icy, who I think played pretty poorly. But otherwise, I think the team played pretty well. Kept it pretty close, but I think this is probably the best EG are ever gonna be with the roster they have. Sadly, I had some I had some pretty high hopes for this team, with how they look against 2G, but at the same, or not high hopes, but I felt like I saw glimpses of something with Ye and Nature and looking good now and Derek, but yeah, now they played the 100 Thieves, and yeah, this team is not good. It's just how it is, to be completely honest. It's just how it is. Then when we come to the big Giga Banger of the week, and we have G2 versus MIBR, and honestly, G2 should have won this in 2, but either way, this was really close. And I feel like this game just kind of solidified for me that these are the 2 best teams in Americas, and I don't think it's close. Leaf looked absolutely stellar. Same with Jog. Trent had another kind of rough game. He started off stage 1 pretty rough. I trust him to get back to the level we saw. But yeah, he still looked decent today though. He looked a lot better than last time out. And when it comes to Valen and Jonah P, I mean, they looked as good as always. Just looked solid. And yeah, but MIBR, man, Verna is looking really good, man. Verna is really looking comfortable in this team, and like this team just looks like they're having fun. And although I'm a bit concerned with Artson because he's like 57 deaths, he got the most deaths in the entire team by quite a lot, and he's playing like Breach and KO. Like, okay, to be fair, he has like the same amount of first bloods as Ospas almost. But also, you can't be dying 57 times on Breach and KO as you can't be dying the most as your IGL playing Breach and KO. I'm sorry, you just can't be doing that. Which is like the one concern I have for MIBR, but overall, I still think these two teams are just so good. Moving on, we have 2G versus Loud, and oh my god. I mean, 2G, they deservedly won this game, but also, Loud looks so shit. But let's start with the positives. I mean, Gobera looked really good today. Same with Oscar and LZ. PXS looked okay. I mean, Silence looked good as well. But yeah, man, Loud. Pankata and DJZine just kind of tried to carry this game on their backs, but just couldn't. I mean, Cowan-Scene looked alright. Cowan-Scene looked okay. But man, Tui's and Vinny just had absolute stinkers. Like, absolute stinkers. Like, it was just not good enough from Tui's and Vinny. Like, just not good enough. Genuinely. And then going into what I think is the final game. Yep, final game. We have Cloud9, Leviathan, and Lev are absolutely doo-doo pants. Holy shit, Lev. Demon 1 actually looked like he looked pretty comfy now. Although I'm not in love with how he played, and I don't think he looked 100% comfortable. He did look like the best player on this team now. Like, he had some really good moments. But that's about it. That's about all positive I have to say about Lev right now. Calm is looking not good. Tex had a really rough game. Rossi looked pretty rough as well, and King on that duelist is not looking very good either. And with the thing that Rossi tweeted and everything, this team is just looking like a train wreck, to be completely honest. I'm playing against a C9, which I thought at the start of the year would be the train wreck team, and getting absolutely destroyed by them is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, Vic had such a good game. I mean, I have him at plus 74 here. That's 24 and 20 on that second map is just ludicrous. I mean, Vic looked absolutely incredible. And I mean, Seppa looked like Prime Seppa, which we just started just saying Prime Seppa. At this point, it's almost like Prime Seppa is just current Seppa. He just looks so good every game now, all of a sudden. And Oxy still looked really good. Net looked solid. And then, I mean, Mitch looked okay. But yeah, this team just looks really good. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did, like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next